Hello and welcome, New Earth Mothers. Today I want to speak with you about breastfeeding, especially when you just started breastfeeding. I want to share with you the most valuable wisdom that will shape and change your whole experience in breastfeeding, especially when you're just about to start, or when you're pregnant at the moment and you await your first child, or you want to go a different way when you get your second or third child. You are more on the consciousness path now, because all my content is about mothers who become really deep conscious about themselves as a mother, our role as a mother, what it really means to be a mother, and how we influence our children. And in all of that, how we take back our power. It's not about fighting or I'm more powerful than you. It's about to step back in our rightful thrones that we own as mothers, to discover again. And this for me starts first with a lot of wisdom and knowledge. And then this wisdom through living it then with your own children, or placing yourself as mother in these positions that I talk with you about first in your head. By doing it constantly again and again, it sinks down in your body. What then happens, in my experience, your body wisdom will start to awaken again. Because in our society we have been numbed to ignore our intuition, to follow our motherly instincts, to really live what we feel deep inside of us as a woman and as a mother. And we have seen it by our mothers and by our grandmothers and so on, since a long time now. And now is the time for the feminine to rise, as it is time for the sacred masculine to rise. So we can meet at the beautiful level where we are both same, but both are in their own perfect power, and we're very sure about what it means to step into this power and hold it, those energetics. So that's the beauty we are in at the moment in our world. And mothers, for me, play one of the biggest role in it, because we shape and form our children. We plant the first beliefs in them. They will shape their own lives, of course, and with time they maybe become conscious about their beliefs and they will question their own beliefs. But you are most probably in the process of, when you're on my channel, you start to question the system, you start to question the belief that you believe, you start to question everything. This is the beginning. It's always starting to question, to step into a more conscious you, to realize from where does these things all come, these beliefs. Why do you think I need to have a feeding plan for my baby? Why do you think that? Because everyone else is doing it? Is this really what I think is the best for my baby? Is this really what I want to do? Is this what my heart tells me to do? It starts like that, right? So we are super powerful as mothers. And when you are here, you are one of the mothers who is ready to step fully back into this power. And by doing that, we will change the world. We will. So today, about breastfeeding. This wisdom, for me personally, is really something that every woman should hold. And when you know a mother who's just about to start her breastfeeding journey, or you know she's struggling, please send her this video. The first thing I want to give you on your way, and what I want to add, is that I have seen, because I've become a mother with 40, so I have seen all my beautiful friends become mothers before me. The first one with 20, and we have been 20, and I was there for all her journey. Her children are teenagers now, so I would watch and I would see her in these roles, and I would see the system, how it affected her and how it controlled her. And I had the honor to watch all my friends around me. So I was in a completely different place, of course, when I got my first child with 40. I knew exactly what I wanted to do. I was so strong inside of me that there was no wavering for me around. There was no shaking inside of me at this point. But of course, I was at a completely different level then. So that's why this wisdom would be when if we would have initiations in our society, when we would not have lost it, then this would be our mothers who would teach us this wisdom. So I step for you in this role now, and I will give you all the wisdom that will change your breastfeeding journey completely. So the first thing I want to give you, you are the authority, number one authority, no one else. Never ever let someone else tell you that they know better because they have their 11th child, because they are an expert, because it is a midwife, because it is a doctor, because it is that. Never ever let anyone tell you. Why? Because the baby grew in your body, in your womb. Your body knows your baby in and out. Your baby knows you in and out. It is part of you. You are one at this point. So you are the number one authority. You know it, but it is maybe deeply, deeply buried somewhere inside of you, because we have been trained, right, to bury our wisdom, our woman wisdom and our intuition deep, deep down. But it is still there. It is still there. It is not away. This wisdom really lives in your body. What we have to do, like during our beautiful birth process, to come out of our head and down in our body, because our body knows it actually. We just have to step aside, because we are interfering and block down our bodies with our mind, with our thoughts, that it's not working, by constantly questioning ourselves, because it's that what we have been trained from our society, to question ourselves as mothers. We are capable, because it said you cannot birth by yourself, you need help with breastfeeding, And I don't want to say that it is not beautiful to take help from someone like me, for example, who you feel, wow, she speaks really for my heart. It's exactly what I feel, but I didn't knew it. Get help from a conscious mother who goes a different way. Although, of course, you can listen to your mother, but then check in with yourself. Is this my truth as well? Listen to your heart. Is this my truth as well, what my mother tells me, what I should maybe do? Or is it not? You will feel it. You will know it. Trust this inner guiding voice. Will you make mistakes? Kind of. Of course. We are learning, right? And that's completely fine. So don't get pulled out of yourself away constantly. Don't believe that someone else knows it better. And also let yourself be guided by your baby, because your baby comes with the instincts to this earth. We don't need to form them and press them into a system and into feeding plans and all this stuff. They know it. The instincts, they work perfectly. Mother Nature made not a mistake. When your baby is crying, it wants to drink, it needs to poo, it needs to make pee-pee, or it wants to be close. Very simple, very simple. And as a mother, you can meet these needs the best. No one else can do this as you, as a mother of your own child. Exactly, because when we get stuck in our head, as we have been trained in our society, is he latching perfectly? Do I hold it perfectly? When does it need to work? When do I need to do this and that? You see, it creates so much stress in your body. So what happens? Your body shuts down. Because you are so stressed and you are so shaken and you don't trust yourself. That's what happens. And then your body shuts down. So come out of your head. Go down in your body. It needs a bit practice, but trust. Trust that it will work. And this brings me right to the second point. You have time. You have the permission to have time to get to know your baby. Because I saw so many mothers being sabotaged right at the beginning. by, for example, the baby came out and they gave her the baby here, and then came a midwife and just took the breast from my friend and put it in the mouth of the baby. That's a violation. It's a deep violation. While my friend was still, what's happening, you know? That's a deep violation. And this happens again and again in our system.
In our society, there happens a lot of violation towards the mother in her birthing process. For a lot of women, the birth process is deeply traumatizing. And then also the part afterwards when the baby has arrived. Because in our system, birth is not looked at what it really is. The birth process really is one of the most holy moments for a mother, a whole most spiritual moment of her consciousness. It goes so deep in so many layers, and it is deeply violated in our society, with rushing, with pressuring, with the whole circumstances that the most women give birth. It's horrible. It's really horrible. And then it is put that this is completely normal, because it's the experience that most women have. It's the experience that our mothers had, so it must be normal. And then women come in their postpartum time and they have depressions. They feel violated, they feel raped, and they have no idea where it comes from. And they try to suppress it, ignore it, because we have not learned how to work with trauma in our society as well. And this all creates so much stress in your body. How should you be able to concentrate on your baby and on listen to your deep intuition and your body that was so deeply violated? It's just not possible if you do not have certain knowledge and wisdom.
Or then they say, you have not enough milk. You have not enough that. You are holding baby not right. Your baby is not latching. You see? It creates so much stress, and this is how we are sabotaged in our breastfeeding journey.
Another friend of mine had the experience that she was totally in bliss of the birth with her baby at home, and the baby was a bit drinking, but he was mostly sleeping. And then the midwife started to stress her that she should drink, she should latch, and that's not normal. She should not sleep so much. And my friend, she felt completely in bliss, and she said she felt that everything was perfectly. And that's exactly the deep wisdom that lives in you. You know it as a mother. It's your baby. You know it. But because the midwife was stressing her and frightened her, it's always based on fear. They always frighten. She totally got stressed, and her breastfeeding journey totally got sabotaged. She had to fight with constant not enough milk because the body shuts down.
Instead of, my baby is now here. Let me look at it. How beautiful. Oh my God. Oh, crazy. Oh my God. I'm a mother now. Look at this perfect baby. Everything is here. Oh, and maybe cries, or maybe does not cry. And you come first here. You realize first that, oh my God, I have now a baby. How beautiful. And then when you feel it, you take it slowly to your breast. And your baby will latch when it feels to latch. It's so natural. We are questioning constantly in our society. We have no idea. We're questioning the nature in all of this. It's so natural that your baby will latch. But there is no rush. There is no stress. It is just when you are in the system. They need the bed. They want to have you out there. They want the baby right on your breast. It's so much stress created. And this is deeply unsafe for a mother who just gave birth. Imagine that. You are in the most open you will ever be when you are in the birth portal. And then happens right this. So of course your body shuts down. Of course your baby is stressed. So what's very important when you a newly mother, take your time. You have the time. You have the permission to take your time.
And exactly for things like that, there comes perfect planning beforehand into play. If you birth in the hospital, you tell your husband that he shall protect you, that they should not violate you afterwards the baby is here, that you will take care of the baby and that you take your timing because you have the right to do that. And your husband, because you are still in the birth portal, is the perfect person to do that. But he needs to know that. When you birth at home, you instruct your midwife from the beginning that you do not want any interference when the baby is here. Also not during the birth process, just if you very specially ask for her. You want that she is living afterwards. You have the rights to do that.
Especially take at least a week off and stay in bed with your baby. Your body can heal. You get to know your baby very deeply inside out. Your baby can really arrive safely and without stress in this world. And you need to sleep as well, really. You need to sleep a lot. And your baby most probably wants also to sleep a lot. So the whole concept in our society, the mother gives birth and she jumps up and is right back in the everyday works, and it's so stressful. It does not give time our bodies. It does not give us time to get to know our baby really, because you should be in a position, then you look at your baby, it makes a kind of noise or makes a kind of movement with your body and you know it. That's the connection we have naturally with our babies if we are not stressed, if it is given time to us to connect to our babies, and that we can heal and integrate for the baby and for you. Our society is so stressed and so rushed. So of course you don't know your baby really. You don't know the little, you will know, when you connect with your baby, you watched your baby a week long, you watch it, you know exactly. It makes this with the eyes, it needs to make caca. You make this, or special sound, it wants to drink. You know it. You know it. Because it's our nature to know that as mothers. Because the being has grown up inside of us. So take your time. This is something you have to plan beforehand. Organize your mother, a friend who comes to cook for you and takes the whole household. Organize your grandparents who look after your other kids. Make it happen. You can. You can, because it will change your start immensely. The next point. Don't listen to anyone else. And I know this sounds a bit radical, but it's the truth. Don't listen to someone else unless it resonates with your own heart. Because of course there are always women out there that have keep more wisdom because they have walked the path before us. But still then, for me, a good teacher or someone who accompanies a mother like this, or what I do is I always tell her, you know best. You are the mother. I always put her as first authority, not me. I put her as first authority. And I help her to recognize this. I help her to see this, to gain this trust in herself. So instead of giving her advice, when she asks me a question, I ask, what do you think? What does your intuition tell you? What would your heart do? Not your head. What would your heart do? And I tell you, to 99.9%, the mother knows it perfectly. Knows it perfectly. We just need to get seen, and we just need to get assured from someone else. This helps, yeah. That we are able, that we are capable. Really, it's just this that the mother needs. And sometimes, of course, there are things that is really good to just have someone to talk about it and to also go over some things that you could do, and then get impressions from the other women and suggestions and ideas. But still, you are the first authority. Never, ever forget this. So the other most beautiful wisdom that I had learned once, that was so in alignment with me and that made so much sense, is when your baby cries. When your baby cries and cries and you don't know what to do. You are just at the end. You tried everything. You try to give the breast. You are walking around. You do this and this, and we all encounter situations like this. Especially when we're first-time mothers, it can be very frightening because you think you do something wrong, or you feel so helpless because you cannot just not help. You tried everything. And these are very frightening situations, yes. And I learned this, listen to that. Give your baby the permission to cry. Encourage it even. Because listen, we are so trained that we should still a baby, you know, when he cries, we should smoothen it. How is it called exactly? We should stop it to cry, let's say that, immediately, as fast as possible. As well, we have a certain part in our brain that really drives us crazy when a baby is crying, because it's a survival mode. So that we don't let the baby cry, it makes us crazy to help the helpless baby, because they need our help. They cannot survive without us. So there is a certain part in our brain that reacts to this. So that's why it feels so unbelievably stressful when we're in a situation like this. It's not just your programming, it's also your brain that really has a function for that. But you give the baby the permission, because we don't know. A baby just expresses itself in this stage emotionally, right? And it's through crying when it feels uncomfort, of course. So we don't know, maybe it processes the birth process, you know. Maybe something was frightening the baby without us realizing this. Maybe this happened, maybe that. We don't know it always. This is something that we have to know. We don't know it always. And we don't need to know it always. Because what happens in these situations, we go in our head again, and you look for solutions. Oh my God, I need to find a solution. This is not right. This cannot be. What do I do wrong? I need to write this expert. I need this expert. I need this, right? And then we lose ourselves again, totally up here in the energetics instead of our body, where we are calm. Instead, the wisdom of our body. And sometimes, big wisdom, we just don't know it. And by giving the baby the permission, because by us not wanting the baby to cry, because the baby is energetically connected to us like this, right? So the baby feels when it stresses us. So we are stressed. It makes the baby more stressed. It feels like it is not right when I cry, because we try all those things to that it does not cry, right? We want to distract it. We want to do this and this. And the baby feels, oh, it's not okay when I cry. So instead we say, oh, I see, you need to cry. It's so okay. You can cry. Of course you can cry. It's okay. I'm also sad sometimes. You just let it out, my love. You just let it out. Yes, it's okay. Like this. You give full permission to the baby to express. And then what happens most of the time, it gets even harder, the crying. More heartfelt. It comes more out, because finally it gets the permission to cry. And it's such a beautiful process, I tell you. And then you just stay calm. You just stay in your most calm. And you just know everything is okay. You just know everything is okay. Baby processes something. Because you see, of course, when there are no physical harm, when there are no broken bones or whatever, something off, when your baby, you know, it's actually everything fine. For one moment of the other, it's just started, or in the night, to cry like crazy. When you see there is no harm, you know, it's this. It just needs to be held in your safe energetics. It just needs to be close to you. It just needs to be known that it is welcomed also when it's crying, when it's going through emotions, because we do not know. We do not always know, and we also don't need it always to know. But it's very good to have tools that guide us through this. So just assure the baby that it can cry, accompany it, be with the baby. And then from day to day, it will less, and it will be less, and it will be less, and it will be less. And then, of course, the next one, please come away from all feeding plans. Anything that someone says, you have to be strict about your feeding plan, because otherwise your baby gets this, or otherwise your baby will be that, or otherwise your baby will do that. Forget it. All lies. Don't believe it, please. Come away. It's a big joke. Because listen, how could one feeding plan fit to all the babies? Do you have the same appetite like your friend? Do you have the same appetite like your husband? Even if we are babies, we are still very different, and we have still very different needs. So it's so ridiculous, a feeding plan. Feed on demand. Your baby knows it. And sometimes it just wants to nibble a bit and be close to you. It's all in the perfect design that we are designed to be. The baby needs a lot of closeness. The baby wants to be close to you all the time, actually. Because you have to imagine it was in your belly for like 9 to 10 months. It just knows this. It just knows this, and flop, suddenly it's there. It has clothes on his body, and it feels uncomfortable. And it is so bright, and it's so loud, and all those impressions. And then it's not close to the mother, where the mother is the only thing that it knows. It's the safe haven. It was like this beautiful bubble that was perfect for his world. And then suddenly it does not have it, and we don't have it close to us, and we don't listen to their cries and all those needs they have. Imagine how harsh that is. How harsh is that for a baby? Keep your baby close. Best skin to skin. I kept my baby for 1 month just naked, skin to skin on my body, 24 hours. You don't need to do the same. I just tell you what I did. But when just try as much skin to skin as possible, because it's just the most comfortable place for the baby when it just arrived in this world. Just feed by demand. Your baby will know it. And they are really there. I saw it all. There are babies that are always very lazy and don't really want to wake up to feed. That's also okay. They come more, in my experience, more frequent to the breast, but shorter. And then there are the really hungry ones that just love to. That's like my son. He was on my breast, like really like crazy from the beginning. He was such a big drinker, you know. There are so many different varieties, and it's beautiful, and it's perfect, and we can trust it. We can trust it, because honestly, which mother's heart does not get broken when the baby is crying? And you think like, oh my God, I have to wait 1 more hour. How can I handle this 1 more hour until I can feed him? I know he wants to come to my breast, but I have to wait one. So much stress again. It breaks my heart how much stress there is. So much stress. So please, 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 mothers, please come away from any feeding plan. Don't believe them. Really not. So I hope this wisdom serves you deeply. Let me know in the comments if you want to have added something to this wisdom, or if something speak to you deeply. And let me know in the comments, or if you have any other question around this theme, let me know. And please share it with other mothers if it speaks to you, and if you know that, oh, I know this mother needs to hear this. It will serve her so, so much. I wish you a beautiful day, and I see you in my next video.